Alright, I thought I'd do a quick update on the aquarium. I left off on the Flexi Mini Light, and I managed to mount it onto the aquarium. As I indicated, the LED that I purchased would only fit 6mm thick glass or smaller. So what I had to do was I took some acrylic plastic, cut it into strips of varying lengths, and then I bonded them together with acetone. Acetone is a solvent, and it melts the plastic and fuses it together. Now, I wasn't sure how strong it was going to be, so I elected to drill a couple holes and attach 2 bolts on there, as you can see there. So I know it's not going to break apart. I certainly wouldn't want the light to accidentally fall into the water and electrocute everything, but it does the job, and I'm quite pleased with the results. As you can see, the filter is still operating silently with the silicone lubricant, so that's working well. And I'll just give you a brief tour of the aquarium. I've got some plants growing in here. Not doing too well, unfortunately. Amazon frogbit and the water lettuce I had in a Tupperware sitting on the kitchen counter for many weeks, and they've kind of melted. But I did manage to get from one of my suppliers. He gave me a frogbit to try again, and I just immediately put it into the aquarium. So I'm hoping that this guy does a lot better than the other ones. And then the other floaters that I have are the Sylvania Natans, I think, and they're doing okay. They're not as green as when I had originally purchased them. These were also in a Tupperware sitting on the kitchen counter for many weeks, but they managed to hang on, and so they're quite hardy. So I'm hoping that they proliferate and cover the surface of the water, and that should provide some shade for the shrimp and fish that I'm planning to get. And I'll just show you the aquarium. I have to back up here so you can see. So it's a column type aquarium, tall. It's about 12 gallons. It's 12 inches by 12 inches by 19 inches. So, and I managed to find a Malaysian driftwood that fits into the tank, and I really like the shape of it. It's pretty cool, but it's leaching a lot of tannins, and you can see, well, maybe you can't, but the water it's like weak tea, the color of weak tea. So I'm not sure I like this or not, but for the time being, it is what it is. I've got activated carbon in my filter, so it's helping reduce the brownness of the water. But most biotopes, they go with the tannin, and so it's quite a dirty colored water. So we'll see. Tannins are supposed to be good for aquatic life, so that's a plus. And in the background, I've attached the weeping moss onto a mesh grid. And I'm hoping they grow out and it just forms a moss wall. That's the general idea. So you can see that. And I've tied it down with the ADA wood tight, which is basically wire that's covered in a plastic shell. So we'll see how it does. Hopefully it does well. The weeping moss doesn't look that great, and that's because I had dipped it in a bleach solution to kill off the assassin snails. The person I purchased them from had them in a tank where he had assassin snails, and so he said, yeah, you can kill off the eggs just using a 20-to-1 solution of bleach and water. So that's what I did, and they kind of faded on me, but I'm hoping that they come back. And then down below, I'm planning to have a moss carpet, and I'll just show you here. I've been working on it. This is it, and I've got it elevated. And the reason I've got it elevated, you can see that, is because I wanted because I'm planning to get shrimp and rasboras, primarily the rasboras, I didn't want them to eat their fry. Basically, they're egg scatterers, and then they're opportunists, and so they'll eat their young. So I wanted to create an environment where the young could actually grow and hide from the parents, so that they could grow up to adulthood, and we'll see if this works. The mesh itself kept floating up, and originally I used suction cups on the side of the aquarium tank to keep it down. I didn't like the look. So what I did was I went and bought some lead sinkers from Walmart, basically. You use them for fishing. You attach them to a fishing line. Well, I did attach them to the mesh, and I'm hoping that this will keep the moss carpet mesh down at the bottom. Now, I know lead is not healthy or toxic to humans. I would imagine they're also toxic to fish. So what I'm doing is I'm covering them up with silicone, and I purchased some silicone yesterday from Petland, and I did it on the other half, and you can see well, maybe you can't. The camera doesn't seem to want to focus. Sorry about the shaky camera work. But yeah, so I'm covering the lead sinkers, and so it won't leach the lead into the water, or not as much. I tried to cover all of it, but I'm sure I missed some places here and there. But overall, I think that should do the job. I'm hoping. Hoping to attach plants to the moss carpet this weekend, and then install it into the aquarium, and I should be done. Well, at least with the decor. And then there's probably going to take a month or so to cycle the water, so that the bacteria grow and they can process the ammonia and nitrates, or nitrites, and then the plants will absorb the nitrates, and then hopefully they'll green up and look better than they do now. So that's it for the update. I'll post another one later on. Bye for now.